The strong seven, guardians of DC, keeping the capital safe and free. When danger strikes, they'll save the day. The strong seven are here to stay. The strong seven, guardians of DC, keeping the capital safe and free. When danger strikes, they'll save the day. The strong seven are here to stay. The strong seven, DC's mightiest team, protecting our home, living the hero's dream.
In the heart of Washington, D.C., a seemingly ordinary day was about to take an extraordinary turn. The sun shone brightly over the nation's capital, its warm rays glinting off the iconic monuments and bustling streets. But in mere moments, this picturesque scene would be shattered by an unprecedented threat. Suddenly, a series of earth-shattering explosions rocked the city. The ground trembled, buildings swayed, and chaos erupted in the streets. Plumes of smoke billowed into the sky, obscuring the once clear view of the Washington Monument.
This is Channel 7 News with breaking coverage. Multiple explosions have been reported across Washington, D.C. The cause is currently unknown, but authorities are urging citizens to evacuate the affected areas immediately. Stay tuned for further updates.
As panic spread through the streets, little did the fleeing civilians know that their salvation was already on its way. From different corners of the city, extraordinary individuals were answering the call to action. High above the National Mall, two streaks of light, one brilliant white, the other deep black, cut through the smoke-filled sky. Bright Star and Dark Star, the twin heroes of light and shadow, arrived on the scene first.
Dark Star, take the east side. I'll handle the west. We need to contain this debris before it causes more damage.
On it, brother. Be careful, we don't know what we're dealing with yet.
With a synchronized nod, the twins split up. Bright Star's hands glowed with intense white light as he created massive, luminous constructs, forming protective barriers around panicked civilians and holding up crumbling structures. His power of attraction pulled dangerous debris safely away from populated areas. Meanwhile, Dark Star used his control over shadows to erect dark energy fields, repelling falling rubble and guiding people to safety through paths of deepest black. The brothers moved with practiced efficiency, their complementary powers working in perfect harmony. As the twins worked to contain the immediate danger, a new hero arrived on the scene. The air around the Washington Monument began to swirl and coalesce, forming into the lithe figure of Fugaziz, the Wind Ninja.
This is worse than I thought. Time to clear the air and see what we're really dealing with.
With graceful, precise movements, Fugazi orchestrated the winds, creating controlled currents that guided civilians to safety, while simultaneously dispersing the thick smoke that choked the air. Her eyes, sharp and focused behind her mask, scanned the area for the source of the explosions. Suddenly, a red and silver blur streaked through the streets, weaving between cars and debris at impossible speeds. Accelerator had joined the fray, his superhuman velocity allowing him to cover ground faster than any of his teammates.
Heads up, team. We've got multiple hotspots across the city. I'm evacuating civilians from the danger zones, but we need to find the cause of these explosions ASAP.
Accelerator zipped from one crisis point to another, his enhanced reflexes and speed allowing him to pluck civilians from harm's way mere seconds before disaster struck. The ground rumbled again, but this time it wasn't from an explosion. A massive military convoy roared down Pennsylvania Avenue, led by an imposing figure in a red shirt and black combat pants. Brutality had arrived, his face set in a grim expression as he surveyed the chaos.
Situation report now. Where's the enemy? I want targets.
Brutality's booming voice carried authority bred from years of military experience. As he stepped out of the lead vehicle, his muscular frame tensed, ready for action. The convoy behind him quickly began setting up a perimeter, following his unspoken commands with practiced precision. As if in answer to Brutality's demand, a new explosion rocked the base of the Lincoln Memorial. But before the debris could rain down on the screaming tourists below, a sleek high-tech vehicle screeched to a halt at the scene. Its door opened to reveal an unexpected sight: a massive Kodiak bear wearing what appeared to be mechanical apparatus on its paws.
Analysis complete. The explosions are not random. They're following a pattern. Team, converge on my location. I believe I've identified the epicenter of this attack.
Bear's words were calm and measured, a stark contrast to his imposing ursine form. His enhanced intellect had already begun piecing together the puzzle while his teammates had been dealing with the immediate threats. As the team began to regroup at Bear's location, a strange shimmer appeared in the air. It coalesced into a hooded figure, its cloak seeming to contain a view of the night sky, complete with swirling stars and nebulae. The Negator had silently joined its teammates, its presence felt rather than announced.
The Negator has arrived. Senses a great disturbance in the fabric of reality centered beneath the city.
The team, now fully assembled, gathered around Bear as he laid out his analysis. The explosions, while seemingly random, were following a specific geometric pattern across the city. If his calculations were correct, the next and potentially largest explosion would occur directly beneath them.
All right, team. We've trained for this. Bear, you're our strategist. What's the plan?
We need to split into 3 groups. Bright Star and Dark Star. Use your powers to create a containment field around the potential blast zone. Focke Z and Accelerator, you're on civilian evacuation. Clear the area as fast as possible. Brutality, Negator, and I will attempt to locate and neutralize the source of these explosions.
Finally, some action. Let's crush these bastards!
Whoa, big guy. Remember, we're here to save lives, not just bust heads.
Less talking, more moving. We don't have much time.
With their roles assigned, the strong seven sprang into action. Bright Star and Dark Star took to the skies, their powers intertwining to create a massive dome of light and shadow over the predicted blast zone. The construct shimmered with barely contained energy, ready to absorb the force of any explosion. Focke and Accelerator became a whirlwind of motion, the ninjas' control over wind complementing the speedster's velocity as they cleared the area of civilians in record time. Their coordinated efforts created a slipstream that guided people to safety with astonishing efficiency. Meanwhile, Bear led Brutality and the Negator underground, using his advanced sensors to track the source of the disturbances. The trio made an odd sight, a giant bear with mechanical enhancements, a hulking soldier, and a being of pure cosmic energy navigating the labyrinthine tunnels beneath the capital.
We're getting close. The energy readings are off the charts. Whatever's causing this, it's unlike anything I've ever seen.
Let's hope it bleeds. I've been itching for a real fight.
The Negator senses a great convergence of energies ahead. Caution is advised.
As they rounded a corner, the source of the chaos was finally revealed in a massive underground chamber. A figure stood before a pulsating machine that crackled with barely contained energy. The figure turned, revealing a man encased in a suit of advanced armor, his hands manipulating the earth itself.
The so-called heroes arrive at last. I'm Seismic, and you're just in time to witness the rebirth of this pitiful city.
Without warning, Seismic thrust his hands forward, sending a wave of earth and concrete hurtling towards the trio. Brutality stepped forward, his enhanced strength allowing him to shatter the projectiles with his bare hands. The Negator phased through the debris, its form shimmering as it absorbed the kinetic energy of the attack.
Is that all you've got, Dirt Pusher? But I've faced tougher opponents in basic training!
Bear, meanwhile, had already begun analyzing Seismic's machine. Its enhanced intellect quickly grasped its purpose. It was designed to trigger a massive tectonic shift that would reshape the entire eastern seaboard.
Team, we need backup down here now. Seismic's device is powering up for a final pulse that could devastate the entire coast.
Above ground, Bright Star and Dark Star received the message. With a shared nod, they left their containment field in place and plunged into the earth, their light and shadow powers carving a path through solid rock.
We're on our way, Bear. Hold tight.
Let's shed some light on this situation, brother.
The twins burst into the chamber in a blaze of radiance and shadow, momentarily blinding Seismic. Capitalizing on the distraction, Brutality charged forward, his titanium-laced muscles allowing him to close the distance in seconds. A fierce hand-to-hand battle ensued, with Brutality's military training clashing against Seismic's earth-enhanced strength. The chamber shook with each impact, stalactites crashing down around them.
You call that a punch? Let me show you how it's done, rookie.
While Brutality kept Seismic occupied, Bear and the Negator worked in tandem to disable the Doomsday device. Bear's genius allowed him to quickly decipher the machine's workings, while the Negator's ability to manipulate energy proved crucial in containing the building power.
Careful, Negator. One wrong move and we could trigger the very catastrophe we're trying to prevent.
The Negator understands.
It will proceed with utmost precision.
Bright Star and Dark Star joined the fray, their twin powers of attraction and repulsion wreaking havoc on Seismic's armor. Plates of metal warped and tore as the brothers coordinated their assault.
Dark Star, on my mark. 3, 2, 1, now.
In a blinding flash of light and darkness, Seismic's armor shattered, leaving him vulnerable. But before the villain could retaliate, a gust of wind announced the arrival of Fukazi and Accelerator.
Sorry we're late to the party. Had to make sure every last civilian was safe.
Yeah, and let me tell you, some people really don't know how to follow evacuation orders. But we're here now, so let's wrap this up.
With the full might of the strong seven assembled, Seismic found himself outmatched. Fukazi's wind powers nullified his earth manipulation, while Accelerator's speed allowed him to dismantle what remained of the villain's tech faster than he could react.
No, you don't understand. The old order must fall for a new world to rise. I will not be stopped by a bunch of freaks and misfits.
It's over, Seismic. Your plan has failed. Surrender now, and we can end this without further violence.
But Seismic was beyond reason. In a last, desperate move, he lunged for his machine, intent on triggering a final, cataclysmic pulse. It was at this moment that the Negator acted, its cosmic form engulfing Seismic. In an instant, the villain vanished, his matter scattered harmlessly across dimensions.
The threat has been neutralized. The Negator apologizes for any distress caused by his actions.
A heavy silence fell over the chamber as the team processed what had just occurred. It was Bear who finally broke the tension, his sensors indicating that the danger had truly passed.
The seismic activity is stabilizing. The city is safe. We did it, team. Hardly worked up a sweat.
Call me when there's a real challenge.
Are you kidding? We just saved the entire eastern seaboard. This calls for a celebration.
Perhaps we should focus on cleanup and ensuring the citizens are safe before we start patting ourselves on the back.
As the adrenaline of battle faded, the reality of what they had accomplished began to sink in. This ragtag group of individuals, each with their own unique abilities and personalities, had come together to face an unprecedented threat, and they had won.
Fukazi is right. There's still work to be done, but I think it's clear that we make a pretty effective team. What do you say we make this partnership official?
I'm in. We can do more good together than we ever could apart.
One by one, the others voiced their agreement. Even Brutality, despite his gruff exterior, couldn't argue the point.
Fine. But if we're doing this team thing, we do it my way. No namby-pamby superhero nonsense. We hit hard and we hit fast.
I believe a more balanced approach would be beneficial. Our diverse skills and perspectives are our greatest strength. We should utilize them strategically.
Oh, we need a cool team name. How about the Fantastic Seven? No, wait. It sounds like it's taken.
Perhaps we should focus on the task at hand before worrying about branding.
As the team bantered, making their way back to the surface, they were unaware of the scene that awaited them. Word of their heroics had spread quickly, and a crowd had gathered at the entrance to the underground chamber. As the seven emerged, a cheer erupted from the assembled civilians and emergency responders. Cameras flashed and reporters clamored for statements. The sudden attention caught the team off guard, each reacting in their own unique way. Brightstar stepped forward, his natural charisma shining through as he addressed the crowd.
Citizens of Washington, the danger has passed.
Your city is safe thanks to the combined efforts of the individuals you see before you.
We are
The Strong Seven. They're the Strong Seven. The name was quickly taken up by others in the crowd, chanting Strong Seven. Strong Seven.
The Strong Seven. Hey, I like it. It's got a nice ring to it.
Could be worse, I suppose.
It does seem to capture the essence of our collective capabilities. I find it acceptable.
And so, with a nod from Brightstar, the name was adopted. The Strong Seven had officially been born. As the excitement died down and the team began to assist with the cleanup efforts, they found a moment to regroup away from the prying eyes of the media.
all right, team. We did good work today, but this is just the beginning. Seismic may be gone, but there will be other threats. We need to be ready.
Agreed. But how do we operate? We can't exactly set up shop in the middle of DC.
I may have a solution. My lab has extensive facilities that could serve as a base of operations. With some modifications, it could accommodate all of us.
A secret base? Isn't that a bit cliché?
Are you kidding? It's perfect. Every great team needs a cool hideout.
As long as it has a decent training facility, I don't care where we set up shop. We need to stay sharp.
The negative senses that this union is significant. Great challenges lie ahead. Together, we may be strong enough to face them.
The cryptic words sent a shiver through the group. They each knew on some level that this was more than just a team-up of convenience. They were on the cusp of something greater, a force that could shape the future of not just Washington, but the world.
The Negator's right. We've taken the first step, but our journey is just beginning. Whatever comes next, we'll face it together as the Strong Seven.
With a shared nod of determination, the team dispersed to continue the cleanup efforts. But as they worked, their minds were already turning to the future, to the challenges and adventures that awaited them. In the days that followed, the Strong Seven became the talk of the nation. News outlets ran constant coverage of their heroic debut, analyzing every aspect of the team and its members.
In a stunning display of heroism, the group now known as the Strong Seven saved Washington, D.C. from a catastrophic attack. But questions remain. Who are these mysterious heroes? Where did they come from?
As public fascination grew, so did the scrutiny. Government agencies began to take notice, some seeing the team as a potential asset, others as a possible threat. In a secure briefing room deep within the Pentagon, a group of high-ranking officials gathered to discuss the new development.
Gentlemen, the emergence of the Strong Seven represents a significant shift in the metahuman landscape. We need to determine our approach. Do we attempt to bring them under government control, or do we watch and wait? I say we move now, before they become too powerful. A team with that much firepower can't be left unchecked.
Patience, gentlemen. Let's see how they operate. It could be a valuable ally if handled correctly. For now, we watch and gather intel.
As the officials debated, they were unaware they were being observed. In the shadows of the room, a figure shimmered briefly before disappearing entirely. The Negator had been listening, its cosmic awareness allowing it to phase undetected through the most secure facilities. Back at Bear's lab, now in the process of being converted into the team's headquarters, the Negator materialized among its teammates.
The Negator brings news. Our actions have not gone unnoticed. Powers beyond our knowledge watch and wait, and their intentions unclear.
I suspected as much. We'll need to be cautious moving forward. Our every action will be under scrutiny.
Let them watch. If anyone tries to control us, they'll regret it.
Easy brutality. We're not here to fight the government. We're here to protect people. All people. If we have to prove ourselves to do that, then that's what we'll do.
Agreed. But we should be prepared for anything. Something tells me Seismic was just the beginning.
As if in response to Darkstar's words, an alarm suddenly blared through the lab. Bear rushed to a bank of monitors, his eyes widening as he took in the information.
We've got multiple seismic disturbances across the city. It appears Seismic's attack may have destabilized the bedrock beneath Washington.
So much for a moment's peace. What's the plan?
We do what we do best. We protect the city. Strong Seven, move out.
With a unified sense of purpose, the team sprang into action. As they raced towards the emerging crisis, each member knew that this was more than just another mission. It was the true beginning of their journey as a team, the first chapter in the legend of the Strong Seven. The city trembled, buildings swayed, and chaos once again threatened to engulf Washington, D.C. But this time, the citizens looked to the skies with hope rather than fear. For they knew that their protectors were coming. The Strong Seven were on their way, ready to face whatever challenges awaited them.
Together, we are strong. Together, we are seven. Together, we will prevail.
And with that, the Strong Seven plunged into the heart of danger, their legend only beginning to unfold. To be continued in our next episode.